making my task work. I couldn't stack a dollar invested in bad work. She smell good, that's bad body and bad work. These niggas bite their hand.
Crips and Bloods and the territorial stuff had switched. You know, it wasn't really like that anymore, but a lot more individuals was claiming, you know, different sets. You know, so the town was full of young gang members, gangbangers, you know, and just cats that was claiming different sets.
Okay. So, at that point, excuse me, on that note, what are you doing today? What steps are you taking today to better yourself and to do better with the society, the youth? Are you still? What are you doing? What are you doing today, Ted?
Shit, man, I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Pretty much after doing, you know, so many years and just kind of getting tired of going in and out of jail, you know, and just seeing how the city was just, you know, turning. It just became, you know, evident. And evolving, you know, and growing and maturing, you know, as a man. Just seeing how things were, I just felt like it was just time to change. You know, I didn't want to keep going back to prison. You know, I didn't want to see some of my young folks, my young partners going to prison and doing the same thing. You know, at the time when I got out, in the early 2000s, you know, at that time I didn't have any kids. You know, and then I ended up going back, you know, for a felon with a firearm. And so I went back for 3 more years in 05, got out in 08. During that time, I was kind of already in a transformation, you know, as far as just changing myself and wanting to do better. So I was doing different classes and, you know, going to different meetings and things of that nature. So this organization called the Village of Hope used to come up to Monroe in a couple places and used to spend time with us. A few folks, you know, this good brother named Willie Williams, rest in peace, used to come up there with Sister Mary Flowers, you know, and Marsha Runga, you know, a few different folks used to come up there and spend time with us brothers, man, and give us a chance to, I guess, reevaluate ourselves and give us a different outlook on life. So once I got out, I just felt obligated to go back, you know, to them and to give them some time, some voluntary time. They actually gave me my opportunity at my first job. And that was just basically helping out guys like myself, fresh out of prison, doing basically trying to show them the ropes and give them some avenues of ways of success. I'm trying to just do better and do different things than what we had been doing. So that was in like 08. And at the same time, my wife had gotten pregnant. You know, it's like that weekend I got out. So I was becoming a father for the first time. That just helped the transformation, you know, and just watching how life was for the younger individuals. I could see the pattern that they was taking. I could see it, and it was something I didn't want them to go down. So what could I do but, you know, try to show them? I could tell them everything, because I was already telling them, but I felt like I had to show them, you know. And then with me having my son, I just felt like I had to be an example. So it just started from there with me doing community work and volunteering and going to the juvenile, going to whatever like community events that was going on that was positive, you know, and just making myself known, just talking to the young guys, wherever they was at. You know, I'd be downtown, I'd be in the South End, I'd be in the CD, West Seattle, wherever I was at, I was just talk. You know, I pull up on the young guys and just chop it with them, see where their head was at, you know, and give them a few words of advice, you know, and that transferred into an actual job of doing outreach work with the YMCA Alive and Free. You know, my brother Mark, he gave me an opportunity to come in and be an outreach worker, you know, and they definitely gave me some insight and opened my eyes to a lot of new things, you know, on the corporate side of things, you know, and how to do the outreach and how to engage with the youngsters and how to actually talk with the individuals on the other side of the table, so that we can kind of bridge this gap between the streets and the corporate world, so to say. You know, so it just all kind of just mixed together, you know, and became what it is now. You know, who I am now.
Yeah, man, that was nice right there, man. That was nice. So, with all that said and done, now what is your goal and what is your aim? What are you aiming for? What is your
man? To be honest, man, it's just to do better, man. To inspire others as well as myself, to show my son a better walk, you know, show him the definition of a man, and to be that man, that example, and not just talk about it, but actually be that. Not only just for him, from other nephews and nieces and just younger folks that are in the city that look to me, and even some that I don't know are looking, you know, but just be that walk that I'm talking.
All right,
you know,
that, man. That's awesome, bro. So yeah, we're getting ready to wrap this up, man. So is there any shout outs or anything you want to give, any, you know, you want to say any
yeah, shout out to any and everybody that's trying to do something, you know, to help our city, man, this city of Seattle that you claim so much, that you love so much, wherever you at, really, you know, if you really got love for your city and you seeing that it's doing wrong, especially if you was a part of some of that wrong, it's only it's only right that you try to do something to show these youngsters a better way to do it, and it's gonna help you too in the long run. You know, I got one of my best friends, I call my brother, DH. He from Union. He 2 First. He's probably my my truest partner as far as just life, you know, and just talking real life shit day to day. You know, he gives me a balance like none other. You know, he been fighting and going through his issues of dialysis for the last like 15 years. You know, so he gives me a different perspective on life every day. Every other day he goes and sits on a machine and has to, you know, get his blood transfused, you know, and I've seen him on his deathbed, you know, but he's fought back and gotten back to where motherfuckers won't even know he's sick, you know, and he just gives me a better perspective on things. You know, there's days where I go through shit and I'm struggling and dealing with whatever life is thrown at me. Then I can look at him, or I call him and we'll chop it, you know, and he just reminds me that there's somebody else that's going through something way worse. You know, so keep your head up and keep pushing forward. You know, don't give up and just keep pushing, you know, and there will be another day, you know, God willing. You know, this day might be rainy and stormy, but you keep pushing, tomorrow might be sunny, you know. So that's just the perspective that I've been, you know, trying to keep on a day to day, you know, whether my days be rocky, you know, I just have hope that tomorrow ain't gonna be as rocky, you know. So one love to everybody, you know, nephew Mafia D out there, keep pushing for your dream, you know. My brothers that's locked up, you know what I'm saying, DJ, man, I love you, man. Hopefully you come home one day, God willing, you know, and everybody else that's in there, you know, hold your heads high, you know, just know that you got somebody out here that's pushing for the right thing, you know, and trying to do the best I can, put my 2 cents in, you know what I'm saying. If we all put our 2 cents in, we can add it up to that $1, you dig? So that's pretty much what it is. All
right, man. This is Moebility TV. Appreciate you, Ted, man.
Definitely. Brother Hakeem with the Moebility TV.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We supposed to make this a sequel and, you know what I mean, a little series. So look out for Ted. He's supposed to have his own little podcast. So look out for that. You know what I mean? And we out of here, man.
Appreciate
Peace.
You know, I wake up every day.
Every day.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. I wake up every day and thank God that I'm here. They gave my pops all that time. He been fighting for years. When you lose the closest to you, you, ain't no fighting them tears. All I had was my mom when I was stuck on the tier. I'll be loyal to you if you give me something that's real. If I can't feed the whole team, I ain't signing a deal. I'm in the underworld with killers, but I'm comfortable here. When they love you can't be stopped, man, that's something they feel. I ain't never got a handout, you better ask a nigga. I'm introverted, I ain't even into liking half these niggas.